Hello and welcome back. This is Sherri with Heart and Soulful in the studio, and I know I haven't done a full-length video in a while. I've been doing some little shorts because I've been having fun doing some little just art projects, just kind of practicing and learning some new art skills, because if you've watched my videos, I always say that I don't have those skills. So I've been working on them. And one of the things when I very first started my channel was I wanted to learn how to do mixed media art. So I've been I got sucked into the whole journaling thing, which teaches you all that and uses all those skills. But I have just kind of been doing some more painting and that sort of thing, just getting comfortable with tools and different things. So I don't feel qualified at all to do full-length videos on the subject, but I may be comfortable enough soon here. That's why the shorts have come in, where I've been just kind of showing little glimpses of me working, and that way you can kind of just see what I've been up to. But I have a dilemma, and so I thought I would go ahead and do this video and show you what I'm working on so you can tell me maybe what I should do. I have two options, I think. I was trying to have more, and I'm trying to make this look as good as it can without being too crafty looking. So what I have is a little piece of art. I have been just playing around with grabbing scraps of watercolor paper or whatever. And I think this was done on watercolor paper. And just kind of learning how to do some of the different painting techniques and mark making and collage and that sort of thing. So I ended up with this piece. I'll open this up. And I did have to trim a little tiny bit around, and I didn't want to trim anymore. I actually, when I started this, it was going this direction when I painted it. And when I was finished, I had put a couple of my little collage scraps that I had, and this is a piece of tissue that I had put up here, and a piece of tissue here that I had just previously done some mark making on. So I was just kind of grabbing some different pieces and collaging. And when I finished that part of it, I had all of these circles. I don't know if you can see behind this gear. Where all these gears are, there were these circles. And they were kind of my focal point, but I really needed to do something more to them. And I was playing around, and I turned it this way, and all of a sudden, to me, this looked like a vase and maybe another smaller container. Maybe I should have put some paintbrushes in it or something. But these two looked like vessels to me. And then all those circles kind of ended up being arranged like some sort of flower arrangement, maybe. I thought about making those into flowers, but I was feeling hesitant about my skill level doing anything that was supposed to actually look like something. That's why it's funny, I kind of thought if I do these abstract sort of things, that would kind of hide the fact that I really don't know how to paint things. And it turns out that abstract art is even harder. As I've been watching some videos learning how to do that, it never dawned on me that abstract art would be that much harder, because you're not trying to copy something, a flower or an object or something in nature. You're just thinking up something or creating something out of thin air and kind of taking it where it goes. I never had thought about that before. So, but it is true. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, but I kind of, when I get to doing the detail part of it, I try to see something in the painting, like when you're looking up at the clouds and you're trying to see shapes in them, something kind of like that idea, where I'm trying to find something where it leads me. And this did that when I turned it this direction. I had the vessels. This to me then looked like a window up above. And I just kind of liked the composition of it better that direction. So it caused me to kind of pull out some detail and maybe make those things kind of stand out a little bit more. So I did that. And then I wanted to do something, maybe not flowers, but if you looked at it, I maybe shouldn't have maybe told you what I thought it looked like. I maybe should have done this and said, what do you think it looks like? But that's where I was going with it. And I didn't want to draw flowers. So I thought I went and started digging through some of my little pieces. And I had a little drawer of gears and that kind of thing from jewelry making that I hadn't taken to Utah. So I I found these, and I had already kind of cut off any like little protruding pieces and kind of sanded those down a little bit. They weren't perfect enough yet for jewelry, but I thought they would be perfect for this. So I grabbed a few, and then I had wanted to, when I did this piece, I originally thought I was going to do some stitching on it, some embroidery of some kind. And then I thought, well, why don't I do the stitching on these metal pieces? Then they won't look so obviously like gears and that kind of thing. So I thought I would just kind of do some different stitching, just kind of not any kind of specific thing, just kind of started putting thread on these pieces where I could, where it made sense, and where there were holes and things that I could try to find to be able to attach the embroidery. So I did that, and I'm really happy with it. But then, of course, it was an odd size, and it wouldn't fit in the frame because now it has some dimension to it. So it's not a standard thing that would fit in a shadow box without having room around it. And I could have put a mat on it at that point, but I didn't want to go shopping. I wanted to just see what I had in my studio. And I didn't have any shadow boxes that would fit, but I did have this one book that was close enough to the right size. So I decided to make my own shadow box out of a book. And I'm sure there's other videos out there how to do this. I had done a similar thing inside some of my journals, my keepsake journals. I would make these little secret recessed spots. So I kind of just did it like that. I did make some mistakes when I did it. From the very beginning, I thought I wanted to make a little recess where I could put a piece of glass and have it look really professional. Unfortunately, when I opened it, you can see the pages are not as big as the cover. And so I didn't have enough room to be able to have that recess. It would have made it so thin. I was afraid I wouldn't, the pages, because it's an old book, they're not all even. And so I was not going to have enough room to make a recess for a piece of glass and keep my painting the size that it was. I didn't want to have to trim it down anymore. I did trim it down a little bit, but I didn't want to lose my window. And I liked all the marks I did on the edges, and so I didn't want to lose that. So I thought, well, I'm just going to do it without glass. And so that's my dilemma, because I'm kind of leaning that way. I ended up leaving some pages in the front so that I could try to figure out a way to sandwich a piece of glass in there. And then I ended up messing it up when I was trying to cut it. So I ended up just ripping all those pages out of my book. So that kind of made it weird too. But I think I can glue that all tight. I want it to look good from the side. So if I just leave nothing in it and just glue that down, then it'll be fine, and it's all. I did seal this with some Kamar, however you say it, Kamar, sealer for it. So I'm not worried about that at all. But I just didn't know if that looked okay. The one thing that I did have, I thought, well, plexiglass, maybe I can find some thinner, but I don't want to have to go finding it and getting it cut to the right size and all that. So I had this craft plastic that I used to cut my stencils. I'm thinking, maybe somewhere along the way, I would have, if I had saved stuff, I would maybe have a thicker piece, a heavier piece. But this is what I have. So I thought I could attach it. My original idea was maybe if I just attach something to the front, and have it be where you could get into this again like you would a picture frame, because I've sealed it everywhere else. But it's a piece of art. I don't even think I mind if I were to have it all be sealed in. So I could, make sure this is clean, which I just use my eyeglass cleaner to clean it, and then just glue that all tight. And then it would look sort of like glass. I guess once it's hanging on a wall or sitting on a shelf, it's not going to get scratched if I don't try to clean it or anything. So what do you think? Do you think I should put the plastic in so it kind of looks like glass? Or should I just leave it out? But I'm to the point now where I want to just glue this down, and then I can hang it on the wall. For the hanger, when I did cut the book, I just kind of cut, a little at a time till I got it deep enough. And I thought I don't need to go all the way, all the way shadow box depth, because I have room here. And also because I wasn't sure what kind of hanger I was going to put on it. And I thought, well, if I need to screw something in, I need to leave some pages to have something grab. In the end, I just went ahead, because I'm not selling this or anything. I went ahead and just put some of my waxed binding thread. I drilled a couple holes, and while this was still loose, I went ahead and just attached that, and then I glued those together. So I did at least have the forethought to, keep this separate so that I could figure out that closure. So that's it. I just need help with deciding what to do the plastic or no plastic. And then this little guy is finished, and I do like how it turned out. So tell me what you think down in the comments, please, and I will see what you say. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Now go make something. Bye.